Oh, I know. You know, I was like, because I had a garden forever. Everybody needs this little, I love my garden, and I feel like my garden. But now that I have this, I love it. It's so good.
So we're getting some echo just from Kara speaking. I suspect it's going to happen for all of us. I hear it, I think, off of Bill's computer.
I'm going to turn down your microphones here. Is that better?
Well, we'll try it. No, still can hear some echo, but not as bad.
Not sure where it's coming off of this. Speaker here is not on.
Now I can't hear. Wow.
Well, when you want to hear public comment. Yeah, just not all the way.
So Vernon,
Yes, sir.
we're supposed to hear ourselves. It's very weird
No.
and very loud.
You can go ahead and turn it on your computer.
You don't?
So this speaker
Wow.
button on my computer controlling me. Yes.
Is it turned on? Have you got your speakers turned on? Test, mic check. So when I speak, I can hear myself in the headphones.
I don't hear anything. Wait a minute, I know why.
Maybe that'll help. Didn't though. Still not working. Yeah. Hello, hello.
This is plugged into the
Nothing.
right jack.
Yeah, worked a minute ago. I thought. You want to try it? See what you can figure out?
I can hear you through the Zoom, so you are good.
Okay.
Oh, you're not able to hear. Okay.
I wasn't able to hear. Hello, hello. Can you hear? You can hear? Okay. Maybe my hearing is just so bad. You know, I'm deaf. Thank you, Alex.
Let's see.
Hello, hello. Yeah, I heard it that time. Good. Thank you, sir.
I just replugged in that thing. Maybe it wasn't on.
You know, I struggle with that if you don't really shove that jack all the way in.
Yeah.
I got on a Zoom call and I went, crap, I can't hear or can't speak or couldn't hear. And it was because that jack wasn't pushed all the way in. So are we supposed to be able to hear ourselves in the headphones while we speak?
Yeah, there's a lag.
Huh?
Just a little bit.
Full volume.
I hear you.
I'll turn it down, but then when we get to public comment, just have to turn it back up.
Okay.
Speak again.
Maybe if I could get your computers again tonight, I could just tune it in perfectly.
There's a little lag between when you speak and when it comes through, but that's okay. I can live with that.
Yeah.
The echo was an issue, but the rest that's fine. Good job, guys.
So the design of the headphones is really just for public comment.
We'll get to the Bluetooth. I just need time to test it.
Right.
I can leave the computers here. I'll tune them all in.
Right.
So
But
it's perfect.
I'm saying today we're going to use the headphones for public comment.
Yes, sir. That's what you talked about last week.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Just want to make sure I'm on the right page.
you're good.
I'll go listen on my
No.
laptop.
Okay.
We need to move that chair because your ugly face, Tom's face is not in the,
I heard that.
I didn't mean it. And we'll put it here. Maybe they'll block my ugly face.
And I don't need to do anything like try to, okay.
You're awful quiet there, young lady. Okay? Don't blame you.
We're out from the vacation, are you?
Oh, now I blocked the other commissioner. Oh, well.
Way to go, Jay. Just push it back.
Well, I didn't realize I moved it from one to the other. The one over there is the one that bothers me.
That's not.
That one, that
Yes.
one is bugging me. That one right there on your table.
Weird. Doesn't really matter where you put it.
Good, that's perfect. Block
Yes,
me.
so now I can't see Jay.
Good, perfect.
That's right.
Why do we need this chair?
Well, it'll be staff reports.
I know, but why can't they sit? I know.
Okay.
So this whole thing's getting old.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, it is.
Custer County Board of County Commissioners meeting will come to order. Let the record show that today is September the 1st, 2020. Time is 9:00 a.m. I would ask everybody to silence your cell phones if you have not, and would remind everyone that we're on a Zoom call today. The Zoom address is on the top of the agenda. If you're not able to find that, you can go to the Custer County website and log in there. So with that, Mr. J, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance,
I
sir?
appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And Madam Clerk to the board, would you conduct the roll, please?
Commissioner Flower,
Present.
Commissioner Kanda,
Here.
Commissioner Prince,
Present.
and Attorney Clint Smith, and Admin Assistant Kara Evans.
Thank you. And you called yourself?
And Clerk to the Board Kelly Camper, present.
Excellent.
We raised everything.
Here. Give
Forgot.
me just a second, gentlemen. Well, happy September to everybody.
Thank you.
New calendar, by golly. Amendments to the agenda, Commissioner Prince.
The only thing that I have, it's minor, we still have the Upper Arkansas Water Conservancy District report. And I thought we had agreed to change that to strategic plan update.
We did. I sent an email to Kel, but she came back to work yesterday.
Oh, no problem.
So we will put that, this was already
Thank you.
posted, wasn't it? So,
That's fine.
yeah.
I
good
just
point. Good
noticed
catch,
it.
too. I hadn't even thought about that.
Thank you.
Commissioner Kanda? And I would move to postpone the planning and zoning report from today to September the 16th per Jackie Hobby's request. She felt like she would have more pertinent information to report on the 16th.
Do you need a motion to that
I
effect?
made the motion. Is there a
Oh,
second?
oh.
It's been moved and seconded to amend the agenda by striking planning and zoning under staff reports today and adding it on September the 16th. Discussion. Ms. Kelly, you'll take care of that for us if this motion passes, I assume. All right. No further discussion. We'll proceed to vote. Commissioner Kanda, Commissioner Prince.
Aye.
Commissioner Flower, aye. Motion carries. The agenda has been amended. Approval of minutes. I don't think we have any to
I
approve.
didn't see him unless I missed it.
No.
I did not.
Commissioner items, Commissioner Kanda, would you like to begin?
Yeah, our last meeting was last Friday, so big events were not many. We did have a good Air Force meeting, field trip to assets of the airport preparation for our budget discussion here. Looking forward to their discussion tomorrow. And then in the meantime, I've been having discussions on Board of Health agenda. I'm circulating those out as soon as I get it set up and for comment and additions. And then,
Did you pick a date on that yet, Bill?
no.
Okay, that's great. I just wasn't sure.
I'm gonna send it. with
That's
a
fine.
Date suggestion.
Great.
And the proposed agenda.
Thank you.
Okay. And then additionally was, I've been talking with the mayors and Carmel on the fiber bringing to us. And then we'll follow that meeting up with another meeting with both the fiber and the tower guys all together, so we get a coordinated effort, so we can understand what's going on. This first meeting will entail where we stand on grants, what they're pushing, what they're pursuing, where the county, what state, everything's kind of ground to a halt, not here, but statewide.
Got it.
Okay, and that's enough for now.
Commissioner Prince, sorry.
I'll do it twice.
I was gonna say thank you, Commissioner Kanda, and I just blew by the whole thank you.
Would you do mine for me, please?
Yeah, Commissioner Prince, would you like to defer to Mr. Kanda?
Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, since our meeting on Friday, I also attended the Board of Health meeting and the airport meeting, which I thought was excellent. I'd just like to bring up under commissioner items. I'm wondering where we are on the finance HR assistant position that we approved. Has it been posted? Do
On
we
the
have?
agenda tomorrow.
Oh, is it on tomorrow? Okay, then I'll wait.
Yeah.
That's okay, because I spoke to Donna and I wasn't sure where this thing sat, but that's fine. I'll defer till tomorrow. So that's all I have today, sir.
Thank you. I don't have anything that hadn't been covered already, just to quickly mention that we will move forward on developing a list of vehicles that we're going to sell. There was some wording in one of the emails about an auction. I'm not sure that we really need to have an auction. I think we just put it out for bids. Just wanted to give you a quick update there. So, okay, strategic plan report or upper arc, either one.
I've been working with Cheryl,
When was the last time she was at either one of the towns, do you know?
She had 2 meetings. She asked if we could squeeze it in. We couldn't at that time.
Yeah.
To get in to see us.
Good. Attorney items?
I don't have a mic.
No, I think you're probably all right. These mics should pick it up.
All right, well, I attended the Board of Health meeting immediately following our last meeting on Friday. I worked with Jackie as usual, wrote 2 more letters concerning zoning violations. Discussed with her some of the proposed amendments to the zoning resolution. And then, and I guess this is more to do with the Board of Health, I wrote the press release that you decided on as the Board of Health on Friday. And that's all I've done since then.
Okay, thank you. Admin assistant, any items to bring before the Board of County Commissioners today? I'll take that as a no. We'll move on. Public comment. If there's anybody that would like to comment, make public comment to the Board of County Commissioners concerning anything not listed on the agenda, you're welcome to do so.
No one's unmuting, sir.
Second call for public comment. Okay, hearing none, we'll proceed to move on with the agenda item, staff reports. Landfill is our first staff report. I don't know if Brian is out there.
I did not see a report for him when I was reviewing this. Did I just miss it?
No, I did not have one
Okay.
either. So if he comes in, why we can maybe revert back. telling you, we just can't win for losing. That's
All
right.
right, what are we gonna do for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Do you want me to see if Laura?
Yeah, if Road and Bridge is not out here, we get, let's
That's why I was looking at
let's go ahead and look at his report. I looked at it. There's not much in it without him being here to really explain. It's kind of a standard format.
Did you have a meeting with him yesterday?
No,
Seemed like somebody
so just a listing of the county roads that they've been working on. Not much other information in it. So yes, if you don't mind, if you want to give Laura a call, that'd be great. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I spoke to her yesterday. Although she could still be here, she said she was going to have a conflict, but she thought it'd be closer to 9:30 or 10. So if you want to give her a call, that's fine. Tell her we're moving along.
Can I make a suggestion, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
We reviewed the report for Road and Bridge. I didn't see anything that I needed further explanation on. Maybe if you're acceptable with that, we could call Gary and say, unless he has something specific to talk to us about, the report will stand on its own. I don't need him to
Yeah.
come in here to tell us what's in the report.
No, I agree.
Oh, the only thing I was gonna ask him is how they're coming along coordinating the work with the airport and what they're doing now.
Okay.
An update we can get that in.
So I just hate for him to have to come all the way in to tell us what's in the report that we could just read. I read
right.
it.
Yeah, I had a question for him as well, but
Okay, well,
it's
then
not
bring him
worth,
in. I don't have a problem.
not worth him coming in. I thought if he was here, I would ask him.
Sure.
So. Little Miss Laura's on her way down.
Report up.
When we have one person on the call? Yes, sir. Okay.
By the way, I did ask Cheryl how much it's gonna cost us to talk to her.
Vern, this looks like a workable situation. I appreciate your help with this. Good morning, young lady.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Okay.
We're gonna mic you up. So don't be messing around. I know. Perfect. Welcome.
Welcome.
I had no idea where we were gonna be on timing, so we didn't have a whole lot to go on
Oh, that's
this morning,
okay.
so
Yeah, 'cause
I knew you had an appointment.
oh, that's okay. I'll just be,
The queen.
That way you
Blood to your toes.
I'll just be high, you know?
can, you
Hey,
can
hey,
look
hey.
down on the commission.
Yeah. Nobody doubts that, really.
Happens all the time, man. Happens
Yeah.
all the time.
So, gee, I'm like, okay, what was I gonna talk to you guys about?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I don't even know if mine are in the same order as yours.
Okay, well, you pick one and we'll,
And we'll just go with the flow.
yep,
Well, this first one here,
yes.
Got it.
the
Yeah, budget,
big one, yeah. And so far, we're doing okay. I've been a little, well, worried about my foster care because we've had a lot of expenditures, but we're doing okay.
okay, good.
We're hanging in there with that one. And that, like the TANF and the daycare, we have to put in that. We've already done that. We have to meet that. So that's all we have to do. So that's
Okay.
why it shows 100%
Right.
on that.
Okay,
And then I have old age pension
that's
next.
where we're at.
Oh, okay, perfect. And we're just hanging right in there about the same all the time. So that's nothing to be concerned about. Energy Outreach Colorado is what I have next. We didn't have a whole lot going on in May or June or July. I've had a few in August. We get new money in September. No, that's not right. In October. And I've just received notice. I put the grant in and we've been awarded money. I have to do a training in September and before they'll release the money. But they haven't told us for sure how much we're going to get. So we'll see.
Can
But-
I ask a question, please?
Sure. Oh, yes.
For May and June, where it says a number of monthly payments is 0, is that because you didn't have any requests?
Uh-huh.
Okay, thank
Yep,
you.
we didn't have any requests. 'Cause
Okay.
It's a grant and they come in
That's
and we
great.
did not have any requests.
I
for
was
that
just
one.
glad to hear we weren't out of money. That's what
Oh,
I-
no,
that was what I was
no,
concerned
but I
about.
only have, right now, I only have 600 and some dollars left in that. So,
Okay. Till October.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
uh-huh. And then LEAP. LEAP has been odd because they extended the program past April. And so, but if you'll see in June, well, in May, we only had one additional new payment. In June, they did a supplement. Everybody got an extra 300. So that's why that number is so big there. Now, then they inundated it in July. Then in August, they sent out another $150, which isn't showing up on this yet.
Okay.
The whole thing is confusing because first they said they were going to extend it until August, then they shut it off in July, and then they gave them more money in August.
So on the LEAP,
I don't know.
I'm looking at the number of payments, which to me is the number of clients, basically. This $300 in June, was that automatic? Is that why that number is grossly higher than anything else?
Yep.
So they didn't have any choice. They just got it. They didn't have to apply
They
for it. They
didn't have
didn't do anything.
anybody that
Okay.
received LEAP during that year got that $300. And everybody that received LEAP and from the, is going to get another 150,
Okay.
which has been a mess. Because usually if they have a vendor like North Gas, they send the payment to them.
Oh,
Anybody that doesn't, for example, if they have wood or whatever,
Right.
they send the payment to the client.
got it.
And that's what they did in June. Now, for some reason in August, they were just sending 150 to the people.
Hmm.
And a lot of people didn't have a way to get it off because it usually went to the vendor. So now everybody has to come into our office and we have to issue them a debit card to go get the benefits off. Some of them went to the vendor, some of them went to the client's card, some of them that
Jeez.
should have gone to the vendor went to the client, talk about. So then they're sending out notices to the client afterwards. So everybody's already called wanting to know why they're getting this, how do they get it? And then they send out this crazy notice that made no sense. So then everybody's calling about the notice. It's
Right.
been a nightmare.
Well, they send it to the vendor, then it's on to the vendor to credit the client's account.
Exactly.
And if
And
that
that's
doesn't
what-
work,
That's what should have happened, but in some of them, they send them to the people, and they didn't have a card because it usually goes there, so we had to issue cards.
Hmm.
Yeah, we issued a lot of cards in the month of August because of this. It's just been crazy. LEAP did not have their act together, I'm just gonna say that.
the L in LEAP stands for local,
Low income, low income energy assistance program.
Couldn't remember, thank you.
Yeah, oh, no problem. And then Medicaid transportation is what I have next, and
Mhm.
we didn't have a whole lot of payments that month, and that's just because nobody was going to doctors, I guess. They just didn't have very many. Then our food assistance, it has been gradually going up because of COVID. And there again, they were not going to they've been giving everybody maximum benefits. They weren't going to do it for August. Well, they weren't going to do it for July. And then the governor said we were still in like a crisis mode. That's not right, the right word for it. But he went ahead and extended that again. So that's why those numbers are so high, is because we're giving maximum benefits to everybody. So August they did it. You don't have that yet, but in September we haven't heard. So I don't know. Because anytime they do that, they just give them their normal allotment and then they do a supplement to them. And so then we're getting calls. Well, should I keep this? Should I not keep this? You know, yeah.
Hmm.
So
So you're giving out over $500,000 so far.
We're giving out a
food
lot of
assistance.
benefits, and
Wow.
some of the problems I can see with this is people are so used to having a lot of benefits. They've been doing this since March, and now we're going to drop them back down. They're going to struggle with that. I mean, they're used to getting a lot of benefits, and now they're not going to get that much. So I'm a little concerned about that, but we can't do anything about that. Okay, and then TFAB. Our numbers have been staying about the same. We've been doing about 30 boxes, for the last few months, and it's been hanging in there about that. So, and we've been getting a lot more food. We've been getting a lot more meat products than we normally get. So I don't know if that's going to continue, but it's been good. So.
Are we turning any or people away?
Nope.
Great.
And in this month, I actually had 4 boxes left that we didn't
Wonderful.
give out. So,
Excellent.
but there was a lot of people that usually show up that were out of town or something. So,
Super.
yeah.
We do it.
We just put it back on the shelf and we'll just put it in a box when we do boxes next month, which will be, I don't know, sometime this month. And we've been doing, instead of having them stand in line, we've been fixing the boxes ahead of time, taking them to their cars so we don't have everybody standing in lines.
Good plan.
We just do it, before I had volunteers come in and we would do it, we just go out and do it ahead of time, get the boxes ready, and then when they come, a couple of us take the boxes and somebody's writing down the names and stuff, and so that's been working good. I don't know when winter time comes if we'll be able to continue that or what, but we just feel it's safer for everybody and we don't have them all in there.
How's your car working out?
The car's working out good.
Good. You using it?
Yeah, we use that. The only time we've ever used it right now is for child welfare,
Sure.
going up to Denver and seeing the kids and that type of stuff. So, but the car's working out great.
Great.
You'll submit for reimbursement at some point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of vehicles, if I may, we're in the process of developing a set of policies governing vehicle use, county-owned vehicle use. I did look at your entire notebook, which is way more extensive than what I'm about to ask you for, and that is kind of a boiled down list of policies or rules you have pertaining to the use of that particular vehicle out of your department.
Okay.
So if you
I'll just
could shoot me an email or
shoot it
something
down a
about
bit.
those, and
Okay.
yeah, we're going to ask each department that has vehicles to provide us what they have or what they believe a use policy should look like for their department, and
Oh, okay.
we'll have.
Oh, send the email to all of you. Oh, okay. I can do that. Okay.
Perfect. All right. Thank you,
Let's
ma'am.
see,
Anything
I'm
else?
trying to think of anything else. I can think of anything right offhand.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming down. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Oh, I gotta help myself.
Have a safe
Yeah.
trip.
I gotta stand.
Drag it down the hall.
I know, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? All right. guys
Thank you,
ready?
ma'am.
Nice to see you. I'd shake your hand,
I know,
but
we're not supposed to do that.
right.
We can do the elbow bump or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Mr. Hyde, how are you, sir? Good, good. Welcome.
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, you got a pretty good report.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Would you want to hook that lapel mic on your shirt, eh, Shannon? Thank you. Yeah, fine. Well, thanks for coming in. We appreciate that. We were looking at your report and didn't see anything out of the ordinary.
No, we're, work-wise, we're trying to get our hot mix done. We're kind of under the gun to get that finished before temperatures cool off much more. We were going to be doing that this morning to finish up Colfax. I got about 2 days left down there of hauling, and it was raining at my place and in the valley this morning, so I got a little uneasy about that. So I called them off, and we're going to try it again tomorrow and hopefully finish it on Thursday. And
Where was that?
down here on Colfax, we had 2 miles to do on Colfax. It was in really poor condition, so that was going to be a lot of our asphalt budget is to do that. So
Somebody asked me if you finished 271. Is that down there?
as far as blading on it.
Yeah, you finished that.
No, we're actually working on 260 today, and when we get 260 done, which will be about midday, then we're going to be down on 271 and 264. But the bad part about the hot mix is it ties up about 7 or 8 guys. And out of an 11-man crew, we don't have many to spare, especially if we got one that takes a day off or something. So it pulls everybody off from being able to do any blading or anything. Some of the roads get neglected that need to be bladed, but it's just part of it. Yeah, it's just the way it goes.
How's your staffing? Are you up to speed?
Pardon?
Do you have any openings or are you up to speed on
I do got
staffing?
one more opening. I did go ahead and hire Jerry Kepper. He's doing a good job. He's
Oh.
been on board for about 4 weeks. He's
Okay.
doing a superb job so far.
Wonderful.
And then I hired Garrett Benish, I think is how
Oh,
you.
you did?
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, and I need one more individual if I can find somebody, but we just don't have a lot of applicants coming through the door.
Yeah.
So,
Explains why I've seen Mr. Benish around town a little more lately, huh?
well, he's not on board yet.
Oh, he hadn't started yet?
No, he just came in for his pre-employment
Oh,
drug test today, and he'll do his physical tomorrow, and then we'll work on a start date. So
huh. Good, good.
I could sure we use one more guy.
Well,
Hey, Gary, you don't maintain Silver Circle, do you, at all? Property owner, there's dug trenches across the road.
Oh.
drainage.
No, just slow down.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, that's not good.
That's in
their
a,
problem.
it's in a subdivision,
yeah.
I'm assuming, huh? That's a
I'd-
subdivision road?
Yeah, I'd be afraid to do something like that.
Good
'cause
night.
Somebody crashes or something, then it's not good. I do have this QTF signature sheet that needs to be signed by each one of you, just like we did last year. Verifying any changes or additions or subtractions, which there weren't any.
How you doing with your budget? Are you basically on track or are you a little behind, ahead?
We're a little bit behind because of equipment repairs.
Uh-huh.
We may have some surplus money that's not going to be used for the asphalt. Hopefully enough to make up for these equipment repairs.
Right.
The one transmission and
vote on it?
engine that had to be replaced in the motor grader, instead of being about 70,000, it was a little short of that. It was like 62, but. And then we had a head gasket go out on our Komatsu loader. We had to have that repaired, and that was another 4,000 or 5,000. So,
So
But-
it's something.
yeah, always
look
something.
at that
I did
before
talk
we
to
vote
Donna
on it.
about it, and she said if we do run a little bit short on the equipment repairs, we can do a supplemental at the end of the year to make up for that and just take it out of our budget balance. So,
You talked to the airport, guys, just a quick question. They're ready to coordinate stuff with you. So they get the fire department.
okay.
Whenever it happens.
Yeah, I was down there yesterday and did some work.
Doesn't matter, just getting through. Make sure they pull fire trucks out of the way.
Okay. All right.
Well, Commissioner Candy indicated yesterday that the road and bridge was gonna tear out all that concrete in front of their base of operations.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that shouldn't be too big of a job. The worst part will be doing some saw cutting, you know.
You
where
say,
the
cut
control
that up,
joints
huh?
are. Yeah. But otherwise, I feel like we can get that down in a day pretty easy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming that road base will have to be compacted before they pour concrete on it, huh?
Mhm. And I don't know if it's contractors, but it's gonna be responsible for that or. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I would move that we certify the HUT really mileage report for Gary. I can go through it if you want. It's a total of 848 miles.
I'll second it.
We moved and seconded to certify the mileage for the HUT report on behalf of the Road and Bridge. Further discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Commissioner Kanda,
Aye.
Commissioner Prince.
Aye.
Mr. Flower, aye. Motion carries. I'm assuming they must want all the commissioners to sign it.
Mhm.
Great. Highway user
Tax fund.
tax fund.
I did get your email and read that report on
Oh,
funds going down.
yeah,
So
God, we've been taking the
I,
chops over that, but,
mhm.
and while we're doing that, I have a couple questions for you, if I may. One, as I mentioned to Ms. Laura, we are working on a vehicle use policy. So if you have some input, we'd appreciate hearing that about how you handle your vehicles, who's allowed to drive them, who's not, when, what circumstances, do they take them home or no, or
Okay.
I think we just need to get a grasp on some county-wide policies for vehicles that the county owns.
All right.
Would appreciate that. And then I want to bring up another subject with you. Commissioners last week voted to purchase 3 variable message signs that go along the highway. I'm in the process of having a conversation with the appropriate people at CDOT to hopefully grant us the authority to put those signs in the highway rights of way. My question, I think our question to you would be, could we house these 3 signs at Road and Bridge? And could really they kind of become Road and Bridge assets? You guys, if we said, hey, we got a fire, we need those 3 signs out, could the Road and Bridge Department set those out? We'd have somebody else monitor the messages and stuff on them, but I know this is all new information to you. I apologize for that, but personally, I'd rather see them housed out of Road and Bridge than out of the Sheriff's Department. Any
Yeah.
thoughts about that? They're bumper hitch,
Yeah.
single axle trailers.
Well, right now, I don't have any room to put those things
Okay.
inside the shops. That
Right.
That is, but
They need to be inside.
well, I don't know. I don't know if it's CDOT. I simply don't know.
Yeah.
If when they're not being used, I suppose it would probably extend the life of them.
Right.
If they were stored. I guess my initial thought is it'd be nice to be able to store them inside. But until we get something in place, we could probably keep them outside. And we've got plenty of room outside.
Right.
It's just, my initial thought was it'd be nice to be able to put them
Anything in
inside.
wet?
No.
What if we, I hate to use the word, but what if we bought a carport to park these 3 things under?
Mhm.
Do you have room down there to put a structure like that?
Mhm.
So here's where we're at with the CARES Act money. We believe we need these for messaging for COVID. We'll get reimbursed for the expense of these.
Mhm.
So we feel like it's appropriate and necessary for the county to buy them so we can get some COVID messaging out, masks required in our county, social distancing, that kind of stuff.
It's also available to be used as we need it.
Well, I can see them being pretty handy for us. Like if we're gonna do chip seal on a road, for
Right.
instance, we could put those up and give the
Absolutely.
public a week's notice, and that way,
Right.
when that day comes, they can
Be
take
good.
an alternative route. And
Right.
stuff like that. But
Yeah, they certainly don't have to just go on the highways. They can go anywhere in the county we want them. If there's a flood or a fire, road closure somewhere, we could put them up and use them.
Now, one thing that does come to mind is I've got 2 of those 40-foot Connex containers, and I was kicking around because of the fact that we are out of storage and there's things being parked outside with Road and Bridge that I'd rather have under a roof. we were thinking about putting trusses over it and doing like
Like
they
the
did at the
sheriff
sheriff's
did.
department. If we do end up doing that, we'll just make it big enough for the message boards
Right.
and be able to.
I'll forward you the specs on those so you kind of know. They're 45-mile-an-hour rated signs. They're not 65, so they're not those monsters. They're called a mid-size.
Okay.
So I'll send you that information and then at least you can have some idea about.
But at least until we got something like that in place, we could sure store them outside.
I wonder if we couldn't submit that expense for the trusses to the CARES Act.
I would think
storage.
so.
Sure.
I would prefer rather than a carport type structure, I'd prefer more of a, for lack of a better term, a tough shed.
Get a tough shed.
To put it in.
Mm-hmm.
Just so
Yeah.
it's not hitting from the sides and all that stuff also.
I
Those are
think
cheap.
these measure 16 feet, 14 or 16 feet long, so we're looking at almost 50 feet long.
Maybe the way to handle it is just come up with some options because it would be a cost that's probably reimbursable. We have to talk about it. Committee. Sounds logical to me. If we're really worried about it,
Well-
not too.
Yeah, and I don't know what CDOT does with theirs. Maybe they leave them outside all the
Yeah, I
time.
can ask these folks that
Find
I'm
out.
talking to at CDOT as well. Yeah, I like the idea of putting a roof over a couple connexes. I think that's the cheapest space anybody can construct right now. I mean,
Right.
it's.
Yeah,
reasonable.
I priced the trusses themselves and they're only about $1,400 to do.
Yeah, well, if we could
That's
submit
perfect.
that.
Cost share,
If we
let CARES
could
pay for it.
submit that to get the CARES Act to reimburse us for that,
Sure.
I think it would be, we'd be crazy not to. We may get rejected, but nonetheless.
Well, we need to protect our equipment, so
Right.
it makes perfect good sense. And
Yeah.
I suspect CARES would, it appears to me it might be a CARES
Right.
Act reimbursement. They approve the signs, they'll approve the enclosure to keep them safe
Right.
and keep them, in operation. So I like the Connex idea.
Yeah, I do too. Maybe you could get us a price on the trusses, the sheeting and the metal roofing, if that's what you were gonna do.
Mhm.
And we'll submit all that. Now, we have to expend the money before we can submit it.
Okay.
Okay.
But maybe we bump that up on the schedule a little. We have to submit it before December 10th
Okay.
for reimbursement. But if that was $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000,
Mhm.
we get reimbursed for shelter for these 3 signs. Why?
Sure.
I think that'd be wise. So
Mhm.
I would appreciate that. And like I say, I'll shoot you that stuff
Okay.
so you have an idea of what we're looking at.
All right.
We have voted to purchase them. We have not purchased them yet.
Okay.
So I would appreciate your cooperation in housing and the use of those. I think, like you said, I think it'd be great for Road and Bridge. I mean, it's a county asset. If the sheriff's department thought they needed them for something, I don't have a problem with that. We'll write up a use policy for those signs as well, but
Yeah, I like the idea of being able to stage them on the road to
Yeah.
give the public.
yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And if something blows up at the landfill, we could put a sign down here, said landfill closed, today,
Mhm.
when they normally would have been open.
Yeah.
Would just save people from making that trip up there or whatever. And then
Mhm.
I don't know why there wouldn't be any reason we couldn't put it on private property if we needed to, if we can't get that permit through CDOT.
Mhm.
Stick them on the other side of the fence and I think
Mhm.
they'd still be effective. But,
Can't imagine CDOT not allowing us, but we need to find out.
Yeah.
well, I sent an email to you guys today. Did you get that?
I didn't see it yet.
Okay.
so.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, they've got some concerns. Number
Do they?
one, they've got a lot of laws
there
to
it
deal
is.
with about
Oh, yeah.
what goes on a sign. So anyway, there's a guy working on that for us. See.
Yeah. All right.
Any other questions for Mr. Gary?
I'm good.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate you coming in. If you need anything, give us a holler.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
All right, sir. Have a good day. Thank you.
Outdoor advertising is a bit different than what we got.
Okay. Next would be,
Landfill.
oh,
Landfill.
landfill. Sorry, I could not hear you. I apologize. Okay. Can you wave him in? Good morning, sir.
Morning.
How are you?
Good, how's it going?
It's going well, thank you. You want to clip a microphone on,
Oh,
stick it on your shirt?
You're gonna be a disc jockey today, Brian.
how's that?
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect, thank you. I'm assuming it's on, right? I haven't even looked.
It is.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Good, good. How's things out yonder?
Fine. They picked a scraper up yesterday.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so it's gone, which is good.
Is it?
Was it in the way and did it get?
No, it just, the more you got it, the more they want to charge you. So getting it down the road is a good thing.
Okay.
But we got everything done
Oh, you did?
for the
Okay.
most part.
Yeah.
The trench is dug and,
You saw that.
yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing. So 3 more years. Hopefully, 3 more years.
Yeah, you couldn't say 5 just to make us.
No,
You could, right?
not
You
after
might be
this summer.
lying, but you could.
Yeah,
I've seen what happens.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty busy. I mean, it's slowing down now, but
Yeah.
it's been busy.
You didn't bring a report showing how many cars, trucks, how much
I
revenue
think I
you had?
did.
I did not see.
We did not
one.
get it. Did you get one, Kel?
20
Landfill report.
Landfill 2020. I thought I emailed you a staff report, a safety sheet, and the totals this morning.
Oh.
Aha, aha.
8:30.
This morning?
Uh-huh.
And then you were in here probably what, 8:30, 8:45, getting ready for the meeting, so, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
when
I'm
it
not
sho-
sure, but
If you
Okay.
forward to us when it shows up,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Not the end of the world. Yeah. And you indicated you had a vehicle out there at landfill?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you shoot me the specs on that, the mileage and the year and the make and all
yeah, I
that?
can.
And then we'll get a bid sheet put together to put in the
Which one
paper.
is it?
GMC, 2019, I think. It's 19.
Pretty
Yeah.
new.
It's got, I think, 14,000.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
talking
you mean
about
for the-
vehicles for sale.
Sale.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Got a 1990 Chevy.
right. That's what I've got written down
And
here.
then there's that trash truck. I don't know if that'd be worth trying to,
Yeah,
put it in
it
auction.
needs a new engine, right?
as far as I know, Chris
Yeah.
Helpin told me that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Did it run?
Well,
it probably hasn't ran, I don't know how long.
it's up there for,
Yeah.
Maybe
since
just
I've been
worth
a commissioner.
junk metal probably.
You scrap it, maybe it'd be the best
Uh,
thing.
we could list it on there and see. I
You could
mean,
list it. It wouldn't hurt. I
Yeah,
suppose.
so if you get me the specs on the 1990 and that trash truck,
I could, yeah.
I'll
Okay.
include those. I had told the commissioners I'd work on a
Okay.
bid sheet for those vehicles, so.
When's that auction? Coming up?
Well, we're not gonna do an auction, we're
Oh,
just gonna put it in the
just put it-
paper and accept sealed bids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't think
So
it's
they may
worth
want it for
having an
parts or
auction.
something.
All right. Yeah, I'll get
Or-
that to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Appreciate it. And so, did you get clay out of this last pit to put on, what was it, D?
So we got the clay off of E and
E.
put on F,
F, that's right.
and then we're gonna put topsoil on D. And we
Okay.
got about 2/3. We didn't get it done. It would have just cost another $8,000 on top of
Right,
having an extra week that we did have it.
right.
And so we just,
Yeah. So the scraper went back under the normal budgeted time?
no, we
frame.
actually had it an extra week.
Extra week, okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
thought we could get it done, but we couldn't.
Okay.
It's just too much material to move.
Um,
So, but I put that in that report.
Okay.
I'll have to remember to try to get that Friday. sent
Yeah,
out, or Saturday morning. So you guys
yeah, you
have
make a
that
note on your
Monday,
calendar.
Because I, didn't even look at the,
Right. Yeah, I keep
Oh.
forgetting that you're not in there on Mondays,
Yeah.
which normally would make sense for you to do it the day before the meeting, but that doesn't work,
right,
so.
right.
Um,
I'll just make a note,
okay,
try to do it on Fridays before.
You're aware of the cleanup day for the 2 towns, right?
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to remind you.
That is not this weekend, it's next weekend, right?
right.
Yes.
12th
It's
and
actually-
7th,
I'm sorry.
no, my apologies. The 12th and the
19.
19th.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
correct.
Sorry.
Yeah, and we'll
Yeah,
waive
right.
the fees, of course,
Okay,
you know.
Right, and we're gonna reject things that batteries and
Right.
tires and stuff like that.
Yep.
Good. Good job.
And then we saw in the vouchers where we paid a permit,
An annual
permit for the landfill.
for the landfill, so that's like
CPHE.
a $290 annual.
Okay,
permit
and then
fee.
there was a $7,000 or $8,000 check for engineering.
Oh, correct. Correct. So that was Golder. That was actually for the remaining money for cell D, to close cell D.
Oh, okay.
Even though we won't get it done this year, that covers them
Okay.
for closing that cell.
Wow.
So the engineer will have to come back after we get the topsoil on it.
So
And
it
seeded.
wasn't towards the area
No.
landfill? Okay.
Nope, that's different. So we're done with that portion, I believe, as far as,
Okay.
I'd have to look actually, but,
Okay.
you know, we have the 40,000, I think is already, you know, spent, but I'd have to look. But
Okay.
How you doing against your budget? Have you compared?
We're fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
yeah, we're fine.
So I think we need to look at budgeting to drill a new well out there.
Right.
And it wasn't in this year's budget, I don't believe.
You know, I don't know how much that would be.
I thought we had some rough number he put out one time.
We'd talked to Rusty about that at some point.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure. I can look.
don't
I'm not
remember.
sure if it got into the budget or not, but I think over there on the east side runs roughly $30 a foot, or did.
Right.
So,
We might have it. This is something I'll have to look at, but that is something that we need to, you know, look into.
yeah, I don't want to pull the trigger on it too
Right,
soon,
right,
but if we
right.
know and if we believe we're going to get that area landfill
That's the
permitted,
thing. is that-
I say we knock that well out, get it
Yeah.
drilled and get you transitioned over and abandon that other well and
Right.
look at pulling that casing and capping it.
Yeah, that, like you said, wait till we see how the expansion part
Hmm.
continues to.
You're not
No.
talking about abandoning the well that we drilled year and a half, 2 years ago?
No, that well's been there since they moved
Oh,
out there.
okay. The
That was a
old well.
test,
Yeah,
you know,
okay,
check
I know. what
well.
you're
Yeah,
talking
we
about.
were
No,
talking, you're talking
drink
about,
I'm talking about the EPA.
test
well.
wells, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
For
okay,
soil or water monitoring wells. No,
okay, great.
this is
Yeah,
their,
I know which the old one
domestic
is.
well,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
with you.
I don't see it. That professional services, that included the engineering. That's why that number's 35,000.
Yeah,
So,
right.
repairs and maintenance, no. So maybe you might consider sticking that in there as a line item.
Yeah, so we'll have the scraper, which is its own part, its own budget,
Right,
24.
yeah,
And then the extra 8 will come out of that professional services. But we
Okay.
still have, you know, I'd have to look, but
yeah.
last I
can-
looked, there was like 28 still in the
I could
professional
look
services.
real quick and
so,
see. I got the financial statement here, but
Yeah, well, yeah.
unfortunately, I don't know all these account numbers, so I gotta kind of thumb through them. Yeah, I just feel like the sooner we can get that done, it'll be one less stumbling block when we get ready to deal with that whole landfill thing. And maybe reach out to a well driller and see if we can get an estimate of what it would cost. They're gonna say, well, it depends on how deep the well is. Well, now, no
It
kidding.
could be pretty
but,
deep.
You know, what's your price per foot? Or
Right, right.
Pretty
so
deep.
on and so forth. Obviously, when you're looking for something, you can't find it. Sorry, I should have looked this up, but
We can look at it later.
I don't know, I missed it somewhere. But yeah, you might check and see if you think you're gonna have enough funds maybe to swing that deal, why? No doubt, if we get that area landfill permitted, we're gonna have to drill a new well.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah, and I don't know I'm gonna have to get with Golder and kind of see, where they're at. And after next year, where,
okay,
how the process goes as far as, their plan, their map, all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
before it goes to the state, But
okay,
I need to kind of get a time frame on that
Okay.
because we don't really know. I mean,
all
so,
right, okay. That's all I had. Anything else, gentlemen?
I'm good, thank you.
Nope. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right,
Very
guys.
good, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Have a good day.
Too.
See you later.
So John's out there.
Oh, VSO. Thank you for doing that. Yes, sir.
It
How are
is.
you? Come on in. Good morning.
Well,
Mind clipping on that lapel mic so we can, well, we can hear you, but so
Play
other people
disc
can hear
jockey.
you. Kara gave me a printed copy, but if you want me to sign yours, I can do that.
That would work.
That way, just in case there's been any changes.
All right, gentlemen, as far as the month of August, we've started our Veterans Trust Fund distributions. Following the new rules from the states, or from the state, we've already been doing appointments and things like that. We're still doing firewood and propane and all the usual stuff, just a little bit more restriction. I had a leadership conference meeting at Eagle Summit Ranch on Saturday. We had both the American Legion from West Cliff and the VFW. We had some other posts from Canyon City. We had the VSO from Canyon City. And basically it was just kind of a conference to network and come up with ideas on, A, what we can do with Eagle Summit Ranch moving forward through the pandemic. And then B, just to bring these groups together and, hopefully talk to each other and, work out any differences that they had.
All right, it went pretty well. Was there anything surprised? Did anybody get,
It was just a really good,
they're gonna use it?
good networking. I think we're going to use it a lot more. They've got a couples retreat coming up here in a couple of weeks. I'm still trying to find a couple that would be interested in going. So they're trying very hard to get, rolling again. They haven't done one of their outreach programs for the PTSD
Yeah.
program yet, but they're looking at doing that again. Coming up this Saturday, I've got the food truck distribution happening at the school parking lot. That's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Should be a lot of food, and hopefully we'll get a good turnout for that. Let's see, I've got annual training on Thursday. We're doing that on the computer this time, obviously. It was scheduled that we were supposed to be spending the week up in Denver again, but obviously that's not happening. I'm working on getting prices for a vehicle because I'm going to be applying for the Veterans Assistance Grant through the state. That's not going to be until next spring, but as a heads up, that will be something that'll be in my budget request as far as trying to get the vehicle license and
Okay.
everything we
Is
need
there a
for the
match
county.
to that grant?
The grant should pay for the vehicle completely.
Perfect. Wow. Cool.
So we'll either apply for that through the Veterans Assistance Grant, which I can apply for as the VSO, or if we do it through the Veterans Trust Fund, then somebody like the VFW would have to do that. So
Wow, that'd be great.
I'm hoping. Other than that, gentlemen, that is all I have for
Your
pending any
facility's
questions.
hanging together over there?
Say again.
Your facility?
Occasionally I see
issues?
some things falling off the walls, and then
You nail them back.
maintenance is taking care of me, so I have no issue there.
Okay, good.
I move we accept his report for August 31st.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to accept the VSO August report. Just further discussion, questions? Hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Commissioner Kanda,
Aye.
Commissioner Prince,
Aye.
Commissioner Flower votes aye. Motion carries.
While he's signing that, I spoke with Cliff Brown, and I told him you two are just going to hook up together without me being in the middle.
Okay.
So he said, great. Looking
Yeah.
forward to meeting you.
I will try to get up there and get in touch with him today.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right,
All right,
John,
gentlemen.
thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Have a good day. Motion to adjourn or, oh, wait,
Yeah,
we
maybe.
wouldn't dare, would we? We wouldn't dare. Good morning.
Sweet.
Extension report. How are you, ma'am? Oh, good. Please have a
How are
seat.
you?
You're welcome to hook your lapel mic on somewhere if you don't mind. Or you can hold it, either one, doesn't matter.
But it has to.
That chair's kind of
Collar.
It's very
jacked
high.
up a little, isn't it?
How's that? Is that
Perfect,
good?
Lower
thank
if
you.
like the chair.
It's okay.
How are you?
Oh, I feel like I've been crazy busy, so I apologize for the lateness of this report, but
problem.
here it is for your
Thanks.
reading pleasure. The end of the State Fair livestock is today, so we don't have State Fair livestock results, but our kids were pretty awesome at State Fair for the general and consumer science projects.
Gosh,
That's great.
you
Look at
know,
that.
I totally lost track of that.
Yeah, so there was really
Wow.
not a lot of people were allowed to come. It was like families only, so
Yeah.
it's easy to forget when it's not as big of a deal as it usually
Wow.
is. So, so yeah.
Livestock has happened too, or no?
Yep, today is the last day, and so we haven't gotten all of the results, but we had, I think, 7 kids go with a
Wow.
variety of livestock projects down
How
to
many?
State Fair.
7?
7, if I remember correctly. There were way more animals, and sometimes it's hard to recall
Yeah.
the animals versus the kids. So,
Wow.
Wonderful.
yeah. So in addition to that, we're working on our 4-H Awards banquet. It's the way to say thank you to everybody. We're we're planning for both virtual and also in person, according to social distancing guidelines, which is an interesting challenge. But we are waiting on the venue to confirm dates, but we'd love to have you guys if you can make it, and I'll make sure you get a little invitation again in your box.
Thank you.
Let's see, so, this time of the year is really reviewing the year. The budget kind of makes us do that, so that's good. Kind of looking at where we want to be, doing some evaluation within our programming. So I don't know if you guys were contacted by CSU, but we're also starting a needs assessment process. And so that survey went out to all the people that we're in contact with. I think you guys got a different survey. So I'm really excited to see how that supports the development of programming in Custer County. We got a Western Sustainable Agriculture Research and Education grant. Basically, we bought a bunch of rust fungus from the insectary, trying to put it out on some properties where people don't want to control thistle, Canada thistle, with chemicals. So this is a fungus that goes in, systemically controls the plant. It won't kill it all because its host, it needs its host,
What
right?
else does it kill? That's what I was worried
No,
about.
they've done a ton of research, and thank goodness. So it is host specific, so it won't even go over to other
Yeah,
thistles.
Don't worry about it.
I'm sure you were giving me a hard time, but I definitely want people to not be afraid of
Right.
it. So
I'm not giving you a hard time. I was just curious.
yeah, but that's why we go through the insectary, because they have a
Wonderful.
rigorous.
I'm sure you wouldn't be
yeah.
doing it if it was harmful.
Yeah, so we've got 2 interested landowners, and kind of the cool thing is the Department of Agriculture is interested in how does it survive? Does it survive in Westcliff conditions? So it's kind of a dual learning process for us and for the insectary. So that's kind of cool.
And you put out some fungus last year?
No, I never got
Okay.
to that point. It's very specific temperature range, and then you have to go out and kind of baby it with some spraying bottles and stuff. So we're looking at another SARE grant. Kind of one of the requests across the county is how do I control foxtail barley in my hay? The literature that I've looked at is kind of, you can spray it, but that's not even really the best control. So my partner or colleague at CSU, she's a grazing specialist. So we're going to apply for one to look across this, maybe the state or this part of the state at how to do that. Because I think there's lots of hay producers there. So I'm hopeful that we'll get that, but we're just kind of starting on that. I do have wildfire mitigation project update. I'm happy to print out more, but I didn't want to print out a lot and then you guys be like, wow, we don't care. I'm sure you do care, but we did a pre-project walkthrough. So all 10 of the sites we went through with 2 contractors. It's myself, Matt Clark, who you guys talked on the phone to, and Adrian Washington came out there with us. And so we went over all the projects and kind of just took notes on which each project needs so that when the contractors are through, we're like, oh, you met the requirements and specs for each project. So
Good.
that's where we're at with that. And the bids close on the 10th and we'll be back with recommendations on the 16th, kind of like last time. Let's see. This sparked a discussion about what is PILT funding for and how can we use it. I'm sorry, Secure Rural School Act funding. And I'm a big fan of Conservation Corps crews. So we're kind of talking about how do we leverage that workforce into wildfire mitigation planning and then other like range management things. So that's kind of working with other partners, trying to figure out, does it make sense to bring those crews in? Kind of something cool of note is they can do some weed control. And so I didn't know, but hopeful to work with the weed board on how does that kind of crew support the work. I see lots of mullein.
Mhm.
So maybe it's just a lot of mullein pulling. Haha. Oh, no. Okay. Anyway.
Hey, it's a Tuesday. You can't expect us to catch all
Oh,
this
come
stuff on the first time around. Mullen pollen.
That's what we should call it, I think.
Yeah.
Mullein pulling. Okay, and then Andrea Tunison is our AmeriCorps. She'll start on Friday. And I'm really excited to see how this develops, especially with a lot of homeschool groups and then some new homeschool groups in light of the COVID-19 and school options, as well as how to interact with after school and things like that.
How long will you have her?
Through the school year.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, and that was supported by a grant from CSU. So really, we'll just be looking
The
at
whole thing was,
her position.
Was,
So there's an
yeah.
administration fee of like $3,000 and they just covered it.
That's great.
Yeah, so hopefully this will build different kinds of programming for 4-H because the club model is very well known. But there's a lot of other ways to reach other audiences. So I'm really
Yeah,
hopeful
well,
for
if we
that.
get a chance, we'd like to meet her on the 16th. That's
Okay,
our
I
next
can do that.
meeting. Yep. Great. She'll be in your office if she's not over to school, huh?
Well, she has another job, and so most of her hours will be on a Friday, and then after the 4 p.m. to try and meet that after school program. So let me see if she can be here on the
Yeah,
16th.
no problem. Okay, good. You're gonna get educated, huh?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a lot of hours to catch up on for my professional development expectation. But I'm really excited about this. I feel like kind of just thinking about local food markets will really help the community see like the farmers market and people growing their own food, and do we have the right markets and direct markets and all the kind of advertising to support that in the community? Maybe we do, but I'd love to be able to support that just as I see that as a growing need within the community.
Good.
So,
Can you tell us a little more about your site visits? I know you and Kyle have been doing some, the ag teacher. Can you expound on that a little?
yeah, so basically people call my office and they say, hey, I have this problem. Most of the time it's trees or weeds, and can you come out and look? And so what I do is I'll go out there and look at their trees and kind of try to assess, is it an Ips beetle? Is it, there's a bunch of fungus that goes into our pinion. Just assess the situation, give them some resources, and that's pretty much it. But it's pretty fun. I get to learn a lot and meet a lot of people, but that's one of the ways to support the community is to provide those resources
Right.
for land management purposes.
You use your own vehicle,
Yes,
submit your mileage.
as often as I can remember.
Well, when you
Rachel's
go
been on me.
broke, I'll bet your memory will sharpen up a little
I know
bit.
every once in a while, I'm like, yes, I have some mileage coming.
Yeah. Well,
So,
be sure to do that because we appreciate you being willing to use your own vehicle to do that, so. And anytime you can team up with that ag teacher, you can use a
Heck
school
yeah.
vehicle, right?
I
Let him buy the
know.
gas.
Yeah,
So,
right? I'm
yeah.
happy to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good.
Yeah.
Good. Anything else?
Just a
Go ahead,
comment, if I
sir.
may. I hadn't seen this before, but our kids did wonderful. I don't mean
Yeah.
to call them kids. Our
They are our kids.
participants
Yes.
did wonderful statewide. So many of them ranked in the state. So that's a compliment the participants, and I certainly compliment you on this.
Oh, man,
Very,
no, those
very
kids are
impressive.
awesome without me. So.
Very impressive.
Good. All right. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you.
The last thing is I have a bunch of like dental appointments coming up, so I'll be in and out of the office. So.
Okay. Could you go to an appointment for me? Because I don't want to go. You just
No
take
way,
care
I don't
of
want to
that.
go as it is.
Yeah, well, that's my problem.
Yeah.
That is my problem. All right, kiddo.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yep. We'll
Great
see
to
you on the
see you.
Any
16th.
questions,
Great work.
Mr. Kanda?
Sorry.
None here.
Okay.
Good job.
No, I'm really pleased.
I heard yesterday about the test or the stock show and stuff. It was really cool here. I know Sarah was having a good time. I
Oh,
think she's
good.
still there today, isn't she?
Yeah, she's amazing. She's always there to support.
Yeah, she is.
She serves as a superintendent.
Yep.
here, so she's a great asset to
Yes,
the
she
kids
is.
in this community.
Good. All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
folks.
unhooked.
Oh, yes.
All right. Have a good
Scary.
day. Thank you. Yeah. Don't want you.
Have a great one.
Nice to see you.
Take care. Okay. We'll move on. Any unfinished business, gentlemen?
I have none, sir.
None here.
Nor do I. New business. We'll move on. We'll allow for public comment before voting on anything. The only item we have on our new business agenda is consideration, and I put this on here and I don't know where my head was at. It should not be signing, it should be approving.
Yeah.
We're not going to sign the grant application. Sheriff Byerly does that. So originally I sent that 2019 out thinking, because we don't have a copy of this grant. It's on the portal and you can't print it off. And then I thought, well, that's just going to confuse stuff. And I got confused. And I thought, no, they don't need to see that. So then it was just a mess.
I looked at it.
So I think the last email was asking you just disregard that. And
Yeah.
so the ask today from the sheriff's office is for us to approve the black and gray marijuana grant application process. He would like us to give him the go-ahead to apply for this grant. There is a dollar figure attached to it, obviously, but guess what? State's not saying what that is because they're not sure how much money they're going to have. Last year it was $12,300. It's to help offset the cost of investigating and prosecuting marijuana violations in our county. So,
So I have a question.
yes,
A couple questions. First question is, how many marijuana violations has been prosecuted in this county last year? Do we have any idea?
I do not.
Okay.
Great question. That's certainly a sheriff's office question, and I just never thought to ask him either.
So what does the grant actually do then? See,
Oh, if they have
Gives
to
them
Prosecuted.
send something out for testing, disposal,
all
storage.
marijuana related.
Yeah, it's for illegal marijuana.
Handling.
Yeah, whatever that is. You
Whatever
know,
it is.
last year they had to take a bunch of marijuana down to Pueblo,
Right.
and then
Where it came from.
yeah. Well, unfortunately, no, it came from our county, but
Yeah.
yeah, I can't quote you exactly what he uses that money for. I could read you the email, but basically he indicates that it's to offset the cost of any investigation and prosecution of marijuana violations in the county. May not cover it all, but certainly help. So
So we have to,
he's
consider-
looking for a motion to give the sheriff authority to apply for the grant.
Okay, but I have some issues with, not issues, questions really. So the county share is $12,000 for this. Why is it not the district attorney's job to pay for the prosecution of marijuana violations?
Oh, I believe it is. But if our sheriff department had to drive down to Canyon to appear, this grant could pay
Oh,
for
I
the
see
fuel.
what you're saying. I see for the
Not
extraneous.
truly the prosecution.
I
part,
got it,
the
okay.
it's their
extraneous.
part
I
of
read it. I
handling the
went
issue.
to the website to look at it because I was confused and I was a little confused with the emails that we got. So I went and looked at it and maybe I didn't read it right. I thought it was primarily for prosecution of marijuana offenses. But it makes sense if he has to pay for lab testing
Right.
and that kind of thing. Although usually the district attorney would do that if they're going to prosecute,
Yeah.
but he would need to do that to find out if there was a
Right.
violation.
Right.
So I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Is this something that's in his budget or is this going to come out of our general budget?
Well, first of all, there's no matching
money.
funds for this.
I thought we had
It's just us
$12,000.
sponsoring
No,
the
no,
grant.
that's what the grant last year was for. We got 12,300 from them
Okay.
last year.
I-
If we
I
get
looked at this
another
totally
So I
wrong.
move we
12 or
sponsor this grant
$15,000
for the
Okay,
grant.
then
sheriff.
I apologize because I was under the impression that our matching portion
okay.
was $12,000.
No,
Okay, I'm fine.
no,
I'm
no
sorry.
matching, won't cost the county a dime. All we
I
do
have
is
no
give
issue with
him
this.
authority to apply for the grant and we're off and
I
running.
Then
move we
of
give him
course we
authority to
should do
apply
that.
for the grant for this.
Well, is this a motion and a second? If it is, I'll second
black
it. If
and
not,
gray
by
marijuana.
consensus,
I
I'd
move
say
it.
let's do it.
That's
I mean,
been
it's
moved and
not-
seconded,
okay.
then, yeah. That we give approval to the sheriff's office to submit the black and gray marijuana grant, knowing that there's no county matching funds required. Further discussion? Hearing none, we will, public comment. I think we had one more person join. Any public comment concerning the motion to approve the submittal of a black and gray marijuana grant? Okay. Second call for public comment. All right, hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Commissioner Kanda.
Aye.
Commissioner Prince.
Aye.
Commissioner Flower votes aye. Carries. I will indicate to Sheriff Byerly that we have approved that grant application submittal. Any additional items, gentlemen?
Two here, just for real quick. Did you, you told me, I believe, that the matching or the gift from Sangre de Cristo was 6,000 something?
No,
Is that right? What was it?
5,500.
5,000. Yeah, I need to know the question is, what's the exact amount?
Oh, I can go back and give that to you. Hold on just a
Because
second.
we're updating the budget right now.
What question? What was the question? I'm sorry.
The Sangre de Cristo has graciously given us a gift of
Yes.
the labor to install the AWAS electric.
Got it. Okay.
Part of it, of 5,000 something for labor.
All right.
Obviously, you're aware I sat on that board and I had requested a donation from them for the airport project.
Right.
Appreciate that.
$5,570.
Even, okay.
Well, 64 cents.
That's, I thought there was an odd number, and I don't know how they got that, but they must have taken a percent of a big number. Okay, the other one was Cheryl got back to me and she can meet on the 14th, Monday at 7 a.m. or 1 p.m.
Is this Cheryl, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, on the 14th?
Or at 7 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon. It's a Monday.
14th.
Couldn't-
I'm good with either one.
Couldn't work on the 16th when we're
On the 16th is the
commission
Sunday.
meeting.
Isn't it? Oh, wait a minute.
16th 's
Why
a
did she say
Wednesday.
Monday?
The
She said-
14th is a Monday.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she couldn't do it then. Because she happened, this is the way we save money. She's coming up here to talk to other people out
Yeah.
in Canyon City. So
I'm good at 1, not interested in at 7. Tell you
You
that.
always want to do it early. I'm good with 1. I'm gonna tell her 1. Yeah, Jay, you good with it?
I'm good.
I'm assuming this is in person
Yep,
and location.
here.
You said the 14th, right?
No. Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I'm thinking 16th. You just said 14th here, 1 p.m.
Okay. And you said you had something else?
No, I had those 2 things.
What was the second one?
That was the grant.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, good. Good. Anything else, Commissioner Prince?
That's for me, sir.
We'll move into public comment. If anybody has anything they'd like to have a discussion with the commissioners that was not on the agenda, now would be the appropriate time. Hearing none, let the record show we're about to set a record. Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
It is a record. I move we adjourn at 17 minutes after 10.
I'll second the motion. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Commissioner Kanda,
Aye.
Commissioner Prince, would you like to adjourn?
I guess so. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for that. Commissioner Flower votes yes. Motion carries. The meeting is adjourned. Those headphones got to you all of a sudden, didn't they, sir?